Have you ever wanted to customize how operators like plus, minus, and asterisk work with your objects in Python? Well, you are in the right place. Today, we are going to implement operator overloading in Python. It's simple, fun, and super useful for your projects. In this tutorial, we'll cover what operator overloading is and why it's useful, how to implement it in Python, real-world examples using overloading the plus operator for a custom class, and some practice. We'll build a simple class and overload operators. We'll be using Jupyter Notebook for this, but you can use VS Code or any IDE of your choice. Let's dive straight in. Operator overloading lets you define how Python operators behave with objects of your custom class. Think of it like teaching Python new tricks. Let's start by creating a simple class point, which will represent 2D coordinates x and y. We'll overload the plus operator to add 2-point objects. In this example, we'll define a class point with two attributes, x and y, which represents the coordinates of a point in two-dimensional space. The init method is a constructor which initializes the attributes when we create a new point object. Now let's implement the plus operator. When we use plus with 2-point objects, we want to add their respective x and y values. Here, the method add is a special method in Python that gets called when we use the plus operator with two objects. Inside the method, self refers to the current point object and other refers to the second point object. We'll add their x and y values and return a new point object with summed coordinates. Let's now test the operator overloading by creating 2-point objects and adding them. Here, we created 2-point objects P1 and P2 with coordinates 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. We added them using the plus operator, which calls the with _add method. The result is a new point object with coordinates 6 and 8, which we print out. Next, let's overload the minus operator to subtract 1 point from another. This method is defined similarly to the add method, but here we subtract the x and y values instead. Let's test the operator as well. We created a new point object P3 with coordinates 6 and 8. When we subtract P2 coordinates 4 and 5, the result will be a new point with coordinates 2 and 3, which we print out. You can also overload other operators like the asterisk object by a factor. Let's see this in action. This method allows us to scale the point object by multiplying its x and y values with a given scalar. Let's scale the points. We multiplied P4 by 3, which scales the coordinates 2 and 3 to 6 and 9. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to click the subscribe button and like the video. You don't want to miss our upcoming tutorials where we'll add more features to this project, like implementing other operators and build a full-featured application. Keep learning and see you in the next one.